Welcome back. Today, I was thinking we would do something a little bit different. Lately, most of my videos have revolved around anticipation. And I've been enjoying that, and I think you have too. But I was thinking about how to keep things fresh, how not to get stuck in a creative rut, as it were. And looking back through some of the comments, a fair number of you have said something to the effect of a talking video, a rambling video would be okay. A rambling video might be okay, and it's not really something I've done in a while. I know some of my videos have some rants in them. Some observations. And it's easy for me to speak on a subject when I have a subject to speak on. I was thinking to do a rambling video, a video where I was going to just talk and not use any triggers necessarily. What would I talk about? What could I talk about? I don't have not a script. I'm not a scripted speaker or a scripted thinker. I actually do very little preparation when I do a video. I do very little preparation. Not because I don't care, but because when I start listening to things, if I take a trigger and I start listening to it before I make a video, I'm going to be locked into maybe a certain mode of thinking. I'm going to be locked into a certain way of thinking about that item. But if instead I look at the item and I think about the sounds that could come out of it, I feel as though I'm going to be more inclined to try some different things, to be a little more experimental with the item. I can anticipate what the item will sound like, but maybe not necessarily knowing exactly what it sounds like. I feel it creates anticipation for the viewer, for you, the viewer, and it also creates a level of anticipation for me, the creator. It becomes more interactive. The experience becomes, I feel, more interactive in that it's like two friends conversing, or two friends maybe experiencing something for the first time together, rather than me presenting to you what I have found. I'm not presenting what I have found. It's creation. In its own way, it is an art form. Kind of like how of living art exhibits. Typically, the art is completed, it's presented, and it's viewed, but ASMR is different in a way. The final product isn't necessarily what we want to see or what we want to express. Rather, it's the entire process surrounding it. The final product being good, or in this case, the final product being okay. The final product should be good, but to get to the final product is something, and I don't consider any of the videos that I've created yet to be any sort of final product. In many ways, they're all paint on canvas, they're all experimental, they're all research. It's almost as though we're combining colors, we're testing brushes, we're testing tools, we're looking at things. And in that process, I am receiving your feedback. Because art is never done. It's never complete. In my opinion. I know this might not be the opinion of everyone, but in so many ways, artistic expression cannot be complete. Creativity is always growing, it's always changing. A piece of art in of itself, that piece of art may have reached finality, it may be done from the artist's perspective, but if that artist continues to create that same piece of art over and over and over and over and over and over again, does it still retain the qualifications to be called art? Or is it now production? And I understand that production in a way, in itself, in some forms, is art. But can it elicit a response, an emotion, if it's simply done over and over and over and over again? Does it elicit the same reaction? For me, it doesn't. That being said, if you play a piece of music, if you learn a piece of music or write a piece of music, that piece of music may be derivative. It will be derivative. We are influenced by the world around us. We're influenced by the things that we see and the things that we hear. So if we write a piece of music, if we paint a picture, if we create a video, if we draw a picture, subconsciously, our production is influenced by the things that we've taken in. That in itself doesn't make it any less artful. But if knowingly we take that piece of music, that production, and we say, well, this was good, and this was popular, this generated income, or something to that effect, and we reuse that same exact thing to go forward and make another piece of art, is that still art? I'm not saying it's not. I'm wondering if it is. I think in all the ways that matter, it is. I think it is still art in all the ways that matter. It's still created, it's still creation. It's just that our creation is influenced by our exposure to other people's creation. I don't entirely know where I'm going with this, but suffice it to say, for myself, what I'm trying to do is be less derivative of myself. So, when working on these videos, thinking about what we have done and what we can do, while still maintaining a fresh perspective on the creation of ASMR. It's all art. It's all artful, and it's all art form. The art doesn't stop being art because someone else might have done something similar. And it doesn't stop being art because we've done it before. But at some point it does stop. At some point it has to stop being art. What is that threshold? Plagiarism. Plagiarism is not art. To take someone else's concept, to take someone else's video, or to take someone else's script for something, to take someone else's literary work and claim it as your own. That is not artful. It's not artful to do that. However, you be influenced by their work to imitate in a way. To imitate it is artful. To imitate it is tribute to that artist. However, and because there are plenty of videos on ASMR that have been done by creators that have been redone in a different way, have been expanded on or expounded on, and have been not exactly duplicated, but those videos have influenced the work of other videos. Art is community. Art is influential. And this is a good community. It's a nice community of people who exchange ideas and give credit where credit's due. And I think that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Because there can be toxicity in a lot of the creative worlds, especially when someone believes that they have created something original that is then used in derivation. But I don't think we necessarily have that problem here. Or if we do, I haven't seen it. If we do, I haven't seen it. It's nice to be able to go and look at new creators. I count myself in that category of new creators. I've only been doing this for about 6 months, maybe 7 months, and I'm learning. And I watch a lot of new creators. I'll watch creators that have been doing this for a few years and see what it is they're doing and learn from their skills and how they create an experience for the viewer. Because I think it goes beyond fluttering fingers and tapping on things. We're creating an experience. We're trying to create a environment of calm, and in a lot of cases an environment of calm and an environment of unremembered nostalgia for a place that we maybe haven't been before or haven't been in a while, but a place of comfort, a place of safety. And I think that's something that people are looking for. I think about some of the great artists, the great painters of the past couple centuries, and they created imagery reflective of their time and experience, and many of them were deeply pained when creating this imagery, and it reflects in the art. But they gave us a showcase into the spirit of the people of the time, and in many ways their own spirit, their own life. And I think in a lot of ways ASMR can be similar to that, in that we are trying to create a calming space. I think many of us that create ASMR are trying to also find calm in our own lives. Personally, I have a very, very busy life, very hectic. Good. It's good. I love it. But it's hectic. And it moves quickly. And something that I've been trying to do, something that I've been advocating for others to do lately, is slow life down. We spend a lot of time on our phones. We spend a lot of time in front of screens. We spend a lot of time consuming different forms of media, even unintentionally. We consume things, they influence us, they shape us. And in line with art being shaped by the things around us, our lives are also shaped by the things around us, the things that we surround ourselves with, and the things that surround us, even though we might not want them. It's important to be intentional about our reactions. And it's important, I think, to slow life down. So often we react. We live in a reactionary world. Something happens. We react. It's human nature. It is human nature. But things are helped. Things are calmer when we slow that reaction down. Take it in. Think about it. Slow life down. I hope this rambling was good to listen to. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought. Trying to try some new things. Trying to explore some new creative avenues. Personally, for myself, I do like talking videos. I don't know that I've ever listened to a just talking video, like a just soft speaking, whispering, rambling video. I'm going to, now that I've created one, I'm going to post this and I'm going to listen to some others and we'll see. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed. And from wherever you are, and from whenever you are, have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. Have a good night.